Hello! Today we're going to walk through how to install and use the Illicit Discharge Detection and Elimination, or IDDE, Requester QuickCapture app to report an illicit discharge. A little background on the need for the IDDE process. Under Part 1.E.3.A.4 of CDOT's MS4 permit, CDOT must implement procedures to respond and report illicit discharges. CDOT is not expected to actively seek out unreported illicit discharges, but is required to identify and respond to illicit discharges observed during day-to-day normal work activities. CDOT must implement procedures, including the tools needed to trace the source of an illicit discharge when identified within the MS4 and eliminate any illegal or illicit discharges. By bringing the correct party's attention to the problem, this process protects the waters of the state from any illegal pollutants entering those streams from any CDOT stormwater conveyances. QuickCapture is the detection step in the illicit discharge detection and elimination process, to be followed by the elimination portion of the process once the report is submitted. This entails alerting the IDDE manager and initiating an investigation using the Illicit Discharge Investigation application. There are a couple of necessary items you will need to correctly run through this process. The list includes everything needed for the app and in the field. The first step in using QuickCapture is downloading and logging into the app. This video shows you how on both an Android and iPhone. This process is also possible on a Windows computer as well, though the application will be primarily used on a mobile device in the field. Before we download the QuickCapture application, make sure that you set up your GeoHub user account first. If you don't know how to do this, please contact the Headquarters GIS Applications and Data Services Unit Manager, or follow the CDOT GeoHub guidelines link at the end of this video. To download QuickCapture onto your Apple or Android device, go to the App Store and search for ArcGIS QuickCapture. Once found, download it onto your device. Make sure you see the icon in your phone's apps. Open the app once installed and click the lower bar that says Sign in with ArcGIS Enterprise. In the text box type https://maps.codot.gov/portal. A link will be provided in the same email you received with this link to this training video. If you typed it incorrectly, a green check mark will appear next to the URL as well as a white Next button in the upper right corner of the screen. Once finished typing, click the Next button. A new sign-in screen will come up with an option for Enterprise Login or ArcGIS Login. Click on the blue bar that says Colorado Department of Transportation CDOT below the Enterprise Login option. Next, you should see a screen labeled CDOT ADFS. In that first box, type DOT, then make sure to use the backslash, then your Windows sign-in information. This will usually be your last name followed by your first name's initial. The password will also be the same as the one used with your Windows sign-in. Click Sign In. The QuickCapture app will ask you to access the device's camera and location services. Click OK to allow camera access, and Allow while using app for location. A screen with a map labeled IDDE Requester will show up. This is where we will be reporting all illicit discharges. If you do not see the screen, click on the plus button in the bottom right corner, then Browse Projects. Click on the download icon next to the IDD requester to download it onto your device. The next time you log on to QuickCapture on the same device, just click on the IDD requester bar and you will be immediately redirected. Click on the map labeled IDDE requester to open the application and either type in the user's name or click on the name if it's listed below the requester's name text box and click Done. Now we are ready to report an illicit discharge in the field. Here we are at the CDOT maintenance yard looking at an example of an illicit discharge that we are going to report for investigation and elimination. These will either be called in or found at a site during an inspection. With your IDD Requester QuickCapture app open, click the orange button labeled Enter Illicit Discharge. From here, you will be prompted to take a photo of the illicit discharge. The app only allows for one picture to be taken, so you must make sure to include the entire site. When taking the photo, make sure that it contains the source of the illicit discharge, the inlet that the illicit discharge is draining to if nearby, the name of the company that may have caused the illicit discharge if possible, the license plate, and anyone that may be on site. If you are able to speak with someone at the site, make sure to let them know that we will be filing the illicit discharge with CDOT and to contact CDOT with any information pertaining to the illicit discharge. If the image is satisfactory, hit the orange checkmark button in the bottom right corner of the screen to proceed to the next step. To retake the image, hit the white circular arrow button. For more information on what constitutes an illicit discharge, please visit CDOT's IDDE program site or MS4 permit. The next screen will prompt you to write a description in the Describe Illicit Discharge text box. After filling in the description, press the Done button in the top right corner to proceed. Please note that an illicit discharge is not a spill and should not be recorded as such in this app. Once you're done describing the illicit discharge, you'll be directed back to the initial screen to record another illicit discharge at this point. If there isn't any service for the illicit discharge to be sent automatically to the server, the file icon in the upper right corner of the screen will have a number displaying the number of illicit discharge points recorded that will need to be manually sent. To do so, click on the red number in the upper right corner. A map will open, showing your current location as well as the location of recorded points currently stored on the device. The map is navigable through touch, allowing you to locate the illicit discharges you have collected. The number of said points are shown next to Records on Device at the bottom of the map. To send these points to the server, hit the large orange button at the bottom of the screen labeled Send. When the points have been successfully sent to the server and an email sent to the inspector, you will see All Records Sent at the bottom of the screen, next to the green checkmark. There is an option to set up the device to automatically send new points to the server at predetermined times in the settings screen. To get there, click on your user initials in the top left corner of the main screen of the app, where the IDD Requester map is located, and select Settings. Look for the section labeled Capture and click the subheading labeled Auto Send to open the menu options. Hit the toggle at the top to turn the feature on, and from here you will have a few options to choose from. Once you've made your choice, exit out. Once you have recorded and submitted all illicit discharges, make sure to check your email if you are the user the discharges are connected to, and verify the notification emails for each illicit discharge that came through. You have now finished the detection portion of the IDDE process. From here, a CDOT illicit discharge inspector will inspect and report on the conditions of the illicit discharge through the IDDE investigation application with the goal of eliminating or referring the discharge to other regulatory authorities. Please note that you may be contacted by an investigator if more information is needed or follow-up actions are required. If any of these steps don't work, please contact the CDOT IDDE manager and/or the CDOT GIS support group, which includes the GIS Applications and Data Services Unit Manager or the GIS Scientific Programmer. Thank you for taking the time to follow along with this training video. The link provided on this page will redirect you to all necessary disclaimers and contact information related to the IDDE Requester QuickCapture app and inspection process.